Alright, this is a quick track guide for the Road America 500. Just going to go over braking markers and gears mostly. Across the start finish line, obviously you'll be in 5th gear here. So my marker for turn 1, keep in mind this is just me, is the 3 cone. Roughly when my nose is getting to the 3 cone is when I brake and I go down to 3rd gear. Get onto the curb a little bit on the inside, exit out wide, go up to 4th gear here. All right, don't use these shadows because they're going to change throughout the race, but a bit after the end of this wall here, obviously the shadow is here too, but probably somewhere out here or so is where I will brake and I'll go down to 2nd gear for what is considered turn 3, I believe. There's a faux turn between 1 and 3. I'm going to fast forward, make this really quick. All right, headed down the hill, you'll be in 5th gear. I aim for between the 3 and the 2 board, try and get over to the right. I don't know if going across the rumble strip is the best bet, but yeah, might be able to. But I'll go down to 2nd gear. I try and start my turn in like roughly where this asphalt changes color. Clip the curb on the inside, exit out wide, headed up what I will call to Corvette Bridge. Um, my sight marker I use are these red banners that are on the wall here to the right. As this one on the far right edge is getting to the right side of my windshield roughly is where I do my braking and I drop 1 gear. I think I go down to 2nd here. Try and get onto the curb on the inside here. If you brake too late there, you're liable to push wide and miss the turn. So definitely make sure you brake early enough. Try and get to the inside. Exit out wide. All right, I do go up a gear there. You want to get back to the left here. You're going to do a quick lift and then kind of just power through the corner. Go up 1 more gear there. So I should be in 4th gear? I think I'm in 4th gear. Is there a gear thing on this dash? There may not be. Whatever. It's 4th gear. I'm confident it's 4th gear. Oh, sorry. I will go down to 2nd gear here, so between the 3 board and the 2 board, the actual marker I use, this is kind of an interesting one, is where this gravel, I guess a little bit after this white line, and it says this gravel's kind of appearing on the right side of the track. So it's literally at the 2.5 board. But as my nose is getting to it, but now that I pause it, I see there's a white line here too. There's a lot of white lines. Yeah, don't use the white line. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, the curbing there, the concrete on the side, whatever, the grass, how it interacts with it, that's a pretty good marker. But you go down to 2nd gear. Sorry to rewind. Start your turn in kind of at the end of the rumble strip here. You want to get your left to the white line. You don't really want to jump it. There's a bit of a dip here, and it kind of unsteadies the car if you go too much. Up to 3rd gear. And then you're just gonna, for me, I'm kind of just like in and out of the throttle here. You might be able to trail brake a little bit to help it rotate, but I am just kind of feeding it some throttle to help it rotate, trying to keep it to mostly the inside. My key thing I want to keep an eye out for is where this, I'm going to fast forward a couple spot clicks. All right, the start of this curbing, and then really the yellow and red curbing. You want to be to the inside and pretty much full throttle at this point and carry that speed all the way off. But you need to have the right trajectory in the turn. You can't be pushing wide and getting onto the throttle hill. If you're, say you get, I don't know, mid-track, but you need to be angling to aim for get your right sides of that curve to power off the turn. Exit out wide. I exited out really wide there and got my tires on the dirt. I think I actually got into the throttle a little bit earlier than I normally would anticipate. You're going to go up to fifth here for the kink. Honestly, it's flat out. There's no need to lift here. The car has enough downforce that unless you're somehow passing somebody or something. I'll start my turn in kind of at the end of the rumble strip or maybe where the one board is out here. I'll be in fifth gear for the kink here though. Let's take a nice wide arc. All right, the four board as it's kind of going past my view on the left is where I'm going to downshift, and I will go down to second here. This turn it seems to really kind of understeer a bit. I don't know if I could maybe trail brake a little bit better to kind of help continue keeping it to rotate, but I tend to push it. I don't know, the car just feels like it's pushing here. Down to second, exit out wide, third gear. I usually throw it into fourth gear before I turn here to the left. You could probably take it through third. I feel like just fourth allows you to carry better speed and it's just more stable. So you probably, yeah, you may not have seen, but I don't brake here. I'm just kind of lifting, and it's a fairly quick lift. You got to be careful here, though. You don't want to get onto the curbing to the inside too much, or else it's going to push wide, and you're going to end up in the grass on the right side. But I do a quick lift, exit out wide. I'm in fourth gear at this point still. And then as I'm crossing the light into the dark patch of asphalt, I'm going to downshift to second gear. Aim to get your lefts onto this rumble strip here. I miss it a little bit. Get to the apex and power out. Voila. That was a race. That was my fourth lap on race fuel. Out lap I won't count, so that would have been the fourth lap on. So still pretty heavy fuel. This is gonna be my example of a qualifying lap. This was about as good as I think I could have done. But the 3-cone down to third gear, up to fourth, down to second. I missed the apex there a little bit. At about the 2.5 board, and I'll go down to second. Up to third, down to second. Quick lift, fourth gear, edge of that concrete patch, down to second, up to third here. Then you're just kind of tinkering with the throttle on and off, trying to get the car to rotate, then committing back to full throttle. Up to fifth, flat out. Then we'll head up to Canada corner. You'll go down to second gear. at the 4 board. Up to 3rd, I'll go up to 4th. Quick lift, kind of feathering the throttle. I got kind of out of control, but 2nd gear here, and then power out. That was 47,901. Let me know if you have questions.